Hey baby, today I'm gonna play, today I'm gonna play, today I'm gonna play type, today I'm gonna play Toy Blast. Last time I played, I got to level 399, which I didn't manage to complete. So I'll be starting that one this time. And I'm sure this time I'll do it, being the elite I am. Starting off with a clear head and all. After all, I think I was only a bit unlucky last time. Maybe I underestimated the level or something, who knows. After all, I had been playing a long time when last played it. I'm doing well until it seems. Let's hope it keeps up. I am a bit tired, but it was one of those times when I felt like if I didn't do a video, then I'd just keep putting it off. And I do feel like time is limited these days. Look, well, the same thing that happened last time happens this time, in which I spent so much time trying to get good power-ups next to each other that I ended up losing the level through all the dallying around. But no, I think I'm gonna do it. Only just short of 3 stars as well. Not a bad score. So let's go on to 400 now. Which I'm first on. This looks like it could be maybe particularly taxing, doesn't it, with the bricks in the middle, making it awkward for us to get our colours next to each other. Shouldn't be any problem for an elite like me, though. See, with the progress I'm making and all. Oh, and unfortunately, I tried my mini Nintendo the other day on one of my laptops, and it didn't work. And I'm guessing I must need this. I must need an AC adapter to get it to work with the USB cord. I thought I'd just be able to plug the USB cord into the laptop and then voila, it would appear. I'd be able to play it on my laptop screen, but it seems like that isn't the case. I mean, you'd think they'd design these things so that you'd be able to play them on laptops and whatnot, wouldn't you? That was a nice big score I got, wasn't it? So, almost looks like level 401's on this map section rather than this one up above, doesn't it? So now we're on to this new map section, which looks like a fairy tale wonderland of sorts, with castles and whatnot all over the place, and unicorns, mythical animals, I suppose you could call them, along with cute trees with eyes and faces like you might encounter in a Disney game, maybe, and gnomes everywhere, like here, sitting around a cozy campfire, which looks like a mini volcano almost. And here you have a nature-loving gnome almost hugging this tree here. After all, I don't think there's any shame in being a tree hugger. Despite the negative connotations that hateful people try to imbue the word with, I wouldn't be ashamed to be called a tree hugger. And there's more gnomes here, along with a rainbow coming out of clouds. Isn't that cute? And you get these mushroom houses here, which remind me of I think they called it the Mushroom Hill Zone or something from the Sonic and Knuckles game, and it was like this village on Knuckles' floating island, where the houses and buildings were actually giant mushrooms, intriguingly enough. That would be quite a curious phenomenon to behold in real life, wouldn't it, babydolls? Yes, sorry, Bob, it would. And aren't they cute, all the gnomes here with their different coloured hats, eh? Yes, I think I've covered just about everything there is to see here. apart from this fairy here with her cute large wings. Yes, so without oh, look at the pathway here made up of the broken rocks, like a kind of garden effect to it. I've always liked pathways like that in real life. I think they remind me of chocolates to an extent. Yes, so oh, and look at the leafy floor here, all surrounding this mushroom house. Quite a nice effect indeed, eh, baby dolls? And look at these cute little mushrooms here, which look more like an edible kind of size, rather than the size that you could live in if they were hollowed out to make houses. Yes. And now let's get on to 401, eh, baby? And we have to get toys to the bottom of the screen, and first bubbles, intriguingly enough.
Yes!
And also, intriguingly enough, the E-level gifts us with a Rubik's Cube right at the start, which we don't have to farm ourselves. That's quite generous of it, isn't it? And I'd say now is an opportune time to use this, baby dolls. Only 4 bubbles needed to burst as well. Right now, I'm doing quite well indeed, aren't I, eh, Sonny Jim? Yes. Oh, and for this video, I've got my OBS set up so that it's recording, yeah, with the definition at something like something like 1920 by 1080 or something like that. Even though my laptop, which I'm currently on, goes to 402, by the way. Even though the laptop which I'm currently on is only capable of resolutions of 1366, I think, by 720 or so, I think. So it'll be interesting to see if I actually get that. If when I upload this to YouTube, if it will actually meet the criteria necessary for the video to be determined to be high definition by YouTube, or if things will go pear-shaped for me at the last moment and things won't work out like I'd hoped, which is something of a distinct possibility for someone like me who fails so often, isn't it? And this is seeming like it's going to be a fun level, isn't it? With all the toys and the big open space. Meaning there's plentiful possibilities to get the good power-ups next to each other for dramatic effect. Although I am having a bit of a hard time now, aren't I? Yeah, looks like I'm not gonna do it. Isn't that typical? I must have been too busy concentrating on my elite commentary and not paying enough mind to how I actually performed in the game. But it won't happen again. Especially now I've got double Rubik's Cubes.
Yes!
That sounded funny, didn't it? All those victory cries from the toys in rapid succession. Funny how the game is slowing down with the toys appearing on screen now that I'm doing well, isn't it? I tell you it's all a conspiracy theory to try and make me lose because the game knows how elite I am. And even the game itself gets jealous of my sheer eliteness. More double Rubik's Cubes for me. This is going quite swimmingly indeed, isn't it, eh, baby dolls? And look at that mammoth score of mine as well. So that was 402, so let's get on to 403, shall we? And this one looks like it'll be fun as well, with how we don't just have to get toys to the bottom of the screen, but we also have to produce mass slices of toast from the toasters littered around the screen. Well, at the sides of the screen anyway, which doesn't exactly constitute as being littered around, does it? But you get my drift anyway, don't you, eh, baby dolls? After all, I know that I attract an intelligent caliber of viewers. I always find it satisfying to produce toast from several toasters at the same time, like I just did then. Soon running out of moves here though, aren't I? Talk about an alarming development. But I'm still gonna win. But just shut. Just shy of 3 stars, though, sadly. Let's go on to 404 now. Which I'm second on. Lots of bricks here in the middle and lots of the same toy. Well, 4 of them anyway. Which clearly constitutes a lot in my mind. Could that be because I'm the type of person who gets overwhelmed easily? Or could it just be because I expect things to develop in a more discreet manner? Rather than abundantly. Rather than with abundant material, rather than with abundant quantities of material everywhere. This looks like it's gonna be tight. Oh, tie win again. And 3 stars for me again. And by the way, the level 4, the number 404. Whenever I encounter the number 404 in life, it always makes me think of, well, I got a low score here, didn't I, along with my friend here. Yeah, whenever I encounter the number 404 in life, it always makes me think of that old computer error that I often used to get on my older computers. Like, they called it error 404 or something like that, I think. I'm not sure what it indicated, though, unless it was some kind of connection error or some kind of error which indicated that a web page failed to load, or maybe that the internet just disconnected or something. But yes, I'll always associate the number 404 with that computer error. So talk about having a dark stigma imposed upon that number, eh? And no one likes being lumbered with a negative stigma, do they? This is gonna be tight, isn't it? And it looks like I'm not gonna do it. If only this propeller had been in the middle, eh? If only I'd had the foresight to place it on a middle column. Still, I came close that time, so I will do better this time and hopefully win, like I was born to do. Makes you think it might not be a good idea for me to allow the colours to get all separated from each other like I'm doing. Without just going for moves which eliminate lots of bubbles as opposed to trying to get the power-ups next to each other. And I'm already running low on moves as well, aren't I? But at least this time I'm gonna get the toy to the bottom of the screen. Even if I don't necessarily burst all the bubbles. So there's something of a minor consolation, I suppose you could say, baby dolls. I only needed 3 bubbles as well. And the colours look like they're better arranged this time, don't they? More favourably arranged, given my goals in mind. Let's hope I don't squander that lucky positioning through my own personal ineptitude, eh? Which again would be a very distinct possibility indeed. Now that I'm sure I'll get the toy to the bottom, I'm just trying to burst as many bubbles as I can. Yeah. And I'm going to get a way better score score than I got previously. Yes, and I'm first. So how long have I been going for now? 29 minutes. I wonder if I should keep going. No, I don't think I will. After all, I've done a good amount of levels, 7 I think. So yes, I'd say it's time to draw this video to its inevitable conclusion, baby. So until the next time I see you, I'll say farewell, folks. Goodbye.